Hi, I'm Nathan. I go by Peteparker, and every week I do comic book reviews because that's the rule at my house. If I want to keep buying comic books, then I have to review them. This review, dun dun dun, is for a DC comic book named Booster Gold. Some of you may know it. It's written by Dan Jurgens, and the finished art is by Norm Rapmund. So, just a warning out there, I don't know a lot about DC Comics. I've been looking for a way to sample some of the better stories that are out there, because I keep hearing that there's really great stories over there. And I felt that Flashpoint was a way of trying that out, and that was much to the disagreement of my comic book store owners. But it turned out that I actually really liked the event, and even though I do not know all of these characters and don't really get the ins and outs of the, the name dropping here and there, I'm still enjoying the series, and I think it's actually a better event than Fear itself. Dun dun dun! Not to do that twice, but so. This story is about a guy from the 25th century who he's generally a time traveler, and he has a lot of technology from the future, which makes him a hero of today or whatever. And he came back to the present or whatever and found that the whole world had been changed into this Flashpoint world, and now he's dealing with it. And I guess he first arrived back in the last issue and was considered an Atlantean because he has blonde hair. Now, I personally find that a little bit of a stretch, right? Is everybody in the world now that has blonde hair, they're suddenly an Atlantean and they're an enemy of the United States? It seems a little presumptuous. Are there, internment camps of blonde-haired people? Is I guess Switzerland? The Swedish people are generally underwater because Europe's underwater, but still. Anyway, they see him as a superhero with blonde hair, and they start attacking him. And they actually send Doomsday after him. So there's a few characters in this book, and I only recognize two of them. I know Doomsday to be the giant menacing beast that pretended to kill Superman back in the 90s. And then I know Booster Gold based on his reputation as an unsung hero, or a hero not very many people know about. And his whole powers thing, I know that too. But aside from that, I don't really know who anybody else is, but I still enjoyed the story. So he got back to the present, and they attack him using Doomsday. Apparently they found Doomsday in an underground vault, and they're mind controlling him with somebody else's mind, normally Captain Atom, I guess, but who knows who that is. Captain Atom's controlling him, and they think everything's going really great, and so Booster Gold does some more research on Flashpoint World's internet or whatever, and finds out that there's another chronal anomaly out by Wayne Manor in Gotham, or just outside of Gotham. So he starts to go to investigate that, and then is intercepted by Doomsday again, and the team that's controlling Doomsday. But guess what? They lose control of controlling Doomsday, and then that's the big reveal. Doomsday is let loose again, which I guess is a big deal, but haven't they solved the Doomsday problem by now? I mean, I thought it was really well written in here that Booster Gold specifically talked about the times that he's fought Doomsday and lost, and he's never done well against him. So this is a really good enemy to pit him up against, to show that he's, the underdog in the situation, and that it's really dangerous for it to even exist. And you did get one nice splash page of what's going on in the Flashpoint world and what people look like, so that was pretty cool too, because I missed the whole Captain Thunder thing. I don't think I read Flashpoint #1, so it's nice to hear a little bit about it. So anyway, as you may or may not hear already, I did enjoy it. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, like I said, I don't know who these characters are, and for me to enjoy it and like it throughout the book, despite that, that's a big thing, right? I don't know if I'm going to continue to buy it, but it's definitely cheaper, and I think it's another good viewpoint of this whole Flashpoint world and the series going on here. I realized that this week that the thing I like about these alternate universes and Age of Apocalypse and all, Age of X that just happened, all these things, is exploring how these characters are different, how they're new, basically. And then once you've done all that, I don't really care all that much about the universe anymore. So it's the same thing with the Supreme Power issue that just came out this week. Once it stopped being an exploration of new characters, it's not all that interesting to me anymore. And maybe that's what they're trying to do with that, because they did try to reinvent that whole series a few times now. But it seems like every time these one-off alternate universe retelling of the story comes about, it's the whole point of the beginning of it and the point to the popularity of it is exploring how these characters are different, or exploring who these characters are in general. I mean, that's why I probably enjoyed a lot of the alternate universe stuff that I've been reading for 15 years now or whatever. Exiles in particular, because they were constantly exploring how these characters have been changed or are different. So maybe that's what started me down that path anyway. So I'm enjoying Flashpoint in general just because they're doing that, and they're doing a really good job of, this is not the world this is how it's different. And there are a few similarities, and there are some people who haven't been changed who are exploring this whole world, and it's fun to be there with them, for sure. So I'm actually going to give this a 4 out of 5. The artwork was solid, the story was interesting, and overall I enjoyed it altogether, despite not knowing who these characters are, like I've said probably 80 times now. So there you go. Booster Gold number 45, 4 out of 5. That's better than you expect for that kind of stuff. And it's cheap. It's a good book. Try it out. Anyway, you can check out the rest of my reviews at YouTube under Spidey207, or under Pete Parker on Comic Vine, or the Marvel and DC databases, or iFanboy. Check those out. So there you go. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.